Hello and good morning everyone. This is Tarun Minocha, your instructor for today, and today I'll be walking you through search engine marketing. So let's start with today's class, that is search engine marketing. And before we start with the actual topic, let me set up a brief agenda of today's class. So to start with search engine marketing, so we'll be covering three important aspects in the entire session. So why search engine marketing, or the other name, why pay per click? What are search and keyword research? Like how we do search and keyword research, for example, how we find the best keywords, and then how we use those keywords to launch a campaign, how exactly we launch a campaign. So there have been various terms in industries used around search engine marketing. Now search engine marketing is one. People also use pay-per-click campaigns, and some also use internet advertising. So but all these three terms are very different from each other. Let me first spend a few minutes to clarify what exactly these three terms are and how exactly these three terms are different from each other. So search engine marketing is basically related to search engine only, or to search only. It's marketing around search engine. So when you use search engine and pay some money around and do some marketing on those to bring your search on the top of the search box, it is called search engine marketing. So there have been some debate in the industry where few of the thought leaders say that search engine optimization is also a part of search engine marketing, but usually it is the major norm of the industry is that search engine optimization is not a part of search engine marketing. So we also sometimes replace or use synonyms as Google AdWords in replacement of search engine marketing, while Google AdWords is search engine marketing specified only to Google. So there are other search engines as well. For example, Bing is there, for example, Yahoo is there, but those search engines in India does not have much of the space. That is why it's being synonymized. The search engine marketing is being synonymized with Google AdWords. So an online advertisement is a very big term, or is a very big advertisement, wherein all different types of advertisements, for example, search engine marketing, email marketing, paid search marketing, social media marketing, all these marketings are being involved in search engine marketing only, in online advertising. So let's start with first understand what exactly is online advertising. So when I say online advertising is overall advertisement which is happening in the online world, and it includes email, display, paid search, it includes social media, it includes retargeting, it includes all other types of marketing which is happening in a digital space or online space. We call it as online advertisement. And just keep a note of one thing. This is a key takeaway from this slide, or an online advertising, that online advertising is not same as search engine marketing. Search engine marketing is limited to search engines only, while online advertising is a big space which includes everything, email, display, and all that stuff. So in the current slide, you can see many brands. So with the message which I want to convey here is that there are so many brands around, and each brand has its own digital presence. The scope is huge, and every brand wants to go online, or is online and is trying to advertise online. So when I talk about the scope of online, if you see in this present slide how online advertising is being growing across the years. For example, if you calculate the growth along the years, I would say like 16% is the growth year on year for desktop search, while mobile search is growing 47% year on year. Though this graph is not updated until 2013 only, but if you see the growth post these years also, it is phenomenal. And the key takeaway from this slide is, or the message that I wanted to convey is, that mobile is an important part of online advertising or online search strategy, online advertising strategy. The key message is, if as a digital marketer tomorrow, you want to frame your strategy, you can't ignore mobile out of it, because mobile is growing at a much faster rate as compared to desktop. And overall, the online advertising is also growing at a very, very rapid pace. So if as a digital marketer, you ever face a need of referring to any thought leaders where you can find out how mobile is growing, or how uh, how the overall online advertising space is growing, you can refer to Mary Maker. Mary Maker is a name of an author which is very renowned in the field of internet marketing. If you type in Google saying Mary Maker internet trends, you'll find documents around it which you can refer while you are trying to push any point around mobile, or while you are trying to say, like, or if you want to see how internet advertising is growing over the years. So now coming to PPC or search advertising. When I say PPC, it may sound uh, a little jargon to you guys. Like, PPC is pay per click. So in search advertising, pay per click is something when you are advertising for your keywords and your search is coming on the top, you are, or your search, when you are advertising for your search, it is basically called pay per click. But pay per click is usually is the amount that you are paying for per click that you are getting to your ad. So it's a metric, I would say, or it's a measurement which is being used in search advertising or Google AdWords to be synonymous with that, but it is a metric. It's not actually the Google advertising or the Google AdWords itself. It's different. Now the question here is, why PPC? So why exactly PPC is required when SEO is already there? So SEO is search engine optimization. So why even PPC is required? So this slide actually represents a case study which was done on an advertiser when he used PPC and when he is not using PPC. So if you see on this, on the chart on the left hand side, it shows before that advertiser was using a PPC, it was not getting that much growth, but after using a PPC, it was getting almost 136% increase in the sales when he started using PPC in the site visitors and online orders also. So average sale also increased for that visitor, for that particular advertiser. For, so the key message across this slide is that PPC is an essential part, and it's almost validated and everybody know in the industry, when you start using search engine marketing or when you start using PPC, the sales, the visits, the visitors, everything grows. And this was being validated in this specific slide also when we did a case study uh, across an advertiser for around 10 weeks. We find out that the sales and visitors both grew tremendously when the PPC was being put into the place. So a very important question rises from here, like, why an SEM is being done when SEO is also there? Why not we rely on SEO? Can somebody give me some pointer here? Can somebody write a pointer here, or somebody tell like why an SEM is required if SEO is already there? Anyone out there, like Srilata, Dibanjan, Gautam, anyone? If, because it's a very important question, I would say, like, why even advertisers should go for an SEM when they have SEO also? It's also marketing. It's also like putting your search engine or your advertisement in search engines on the top, or like you wanted to be to have them on the top. So let me address this question. It's a very important question, because SEO takes, correct. So Shina is saying like SEO will be because we need reach. SEM is related to get traffic, very good. But the basic point which I wanted to derive here is for SEM, if you will see, SEM is a short-term strategy. In the sense, like for example, you being an entrepreneur, tomorrow you start your own businesses, or you join a digital market as a digital marketing in some department, digital marketing department. So when somebody starts in new, it takes time to build your SEO. SEO is a time consuming process. And while SEM is a quick process. So let me give you an analogy. It's like living in a rented house or buying your own house. So the purpose you want to suffice here is you want a house. So buying your own house will take some time, while renting a house would be quick and the same purpose would be sufficed here. So now the point is, if you do SEO, it takes time to bring those links, to bring that content. It's a time consuming process, while SEM will bring you that results by putting money in a very shorter time period. You put the money and you get the results. So initially, if you see from a market perspective or industry perspective, usually people start with SEM, and the parallel they start building their SEO as well, and slowly they start shifting the budget from an SEM to SEO. And this is an industry perspective. While I have worked in industry for around 10 years, this is how it happens. So to start with, because we can't wait for n number of years for SEO to be built, we start with an SEM because it delivers the similar kind of results, and then slowly you start shifting your budget to SEO from SEM. Initially you put your budget into SEM. So internet market across, as I already conveyed, the point to be taken home from here is like the internet marketing is growing like anything, and like there are so many users. If you want to see the recent trends here, you can go and download that Merrymaker book, or you can find it on internet as well. Like if you see here, India alone in 2013 was 213 million users, but now these statistics have changed a lot. India has huge penetration, and Asia is one of the fastest growing economy in terms of internet penetration. Like a lot of people I started using internet, and like there was a study recently which said like only Facebook has around a huge share of market coming from India, and like 50 minutes is the average time people are spending on Facebook alone, which is a substantial time. See, an hour of you are in a day you guys are spending on Facebook. So that's an important part of our life, and internet itself is an important part of our life these days. So this somehow, or the slide here, this slide here tells us that the scope is enormous. The internet is growing like anything. And that is why this SEM and SEM for mobile is so crucial. So this is like average time spent. So somebody is asking like how Facebook earning so much of money. So initial it was very debatable, like will Facebook will ever start earning the money or not. But the only mode through which Facebook is earning money is through advertising. So if you go onto the Facebook, if you go onto your wall itself, you will see certain advertisement coming on the right hand side of your Facebook wall, and as well nowadays in the post itself you will start finding some advertising coming in. For example, if you start following any specific brand, so they'll start pushing their notifications, they'll start putting their advertisement on your Facebook wall, or on the space adjacent to your Facebook wall. So to answer your question specifically, this is only and only through advertisement that Facebook is making money. Just give me a minute, let me put this question bar on top so that I don't miss any questions coming from you guys. So this is a slide which shows like how much time somebody or an internet user is spending online, and if you see this time is being growing enormously. In 2006, this time alone was 12.9 hours per month per person, but over a year or a span of 9 years, it's almost all doubled. It's now coming to like 21 hours, and if you refer to the recent reports, it was coming as like close to 40 minutes, and Facebook alone, like, people are spending 50 minutes per day per person, and social media is taking close to around 28% of their time. So, so the message I just wanted to convey here is that the time people are spending online is growing enormously, and that is why it is making online advertising and digital advertising a very hot topic and having an enormous scope, and especially social media, if you'll see, because people are spending a lot of time on Facebook and LinkedIn, and that is why advertisers even wanted to leverage that space, because wherever the consumers are there, advertisers will go there only. For example, if I being an advertiser, or I being an seller, or I being an entrepreneur who is selling some services, I'll go there only wherever my consumers, wherever my customers are there, and they are majorly spending their time on social media. So social media is becoming very important nowadays. It's a part of growing online strategy for each of the marketers. So in the screen, if you can see, there is some search results coming on the top when you have put in Crocs as in search term in Google. On the right hand side also you will see some ads, and on the left hand side also you're seeing some ad at the top. So if you put Crocs in Google, you'll find this results. So the important point I want to derive from here is that this is what the search engine marketing is, or this is what Google AdWords is. The search results which are coming on the top, and on the right hand side are those Google AdWords search result or search engine marketing. And the important point here to derive across also is, if you put Crocs in your Google as in today or as of right now, you'll find different results from what it is displaying on the screen. Plus, every one of us would get a different result. So this is also a very important point to understand, that why we are getting different results when we are putting the same search term in the Google or in the same search engine. Now the point here is, the point I wanted to derive is, because which we'll see in subsequent slides as well, when you do this search or when you plan a campaign, there are certain options where I can go and put that I want my ad to be displayed in these specific geographic locations only. For example, if you are searching it from different geographic locations, everyone will get a different result here. Point number one to be taken care. Now the point number two from here is, Google in 2009 started personalizing your results. For example, Google knows what I have been searching and what kind of links I have been clicking on. So the search that I am getting at a same place may be different from the search results that you will be getting, because it's being personalized as according to the behavior that I'm showing online. For example, if I go into the Google and search Crocs now, I'll be getting very different response. Let me search it. As compared to what you will be getting. See, it's almost different from what I have been getting. It's just coming Amazon, because I have been clicking more on Amazon, so Google has personalized it for me. There is one question coming in. Let me take up this question. So similarly, if you search your Google engine, and if the results that you are finding at a specific place, and as compared to your colleague searching the similar term, would be different, just because of two reasons: the geography, and the second reason being the personalization, which Google started doing in 2009. Initially, the personalization was done only when you are logged in to Gmail. But lately, Google also started personalizing on the basis of cookies that you have dropped in your browsers or via using your browsers. So this the key point to derive here is again the 2 points. The first one is the personalization. According to the personalization, Google has started delivering results now, and also according to the geography you are being placed in. So when I was talking about the overall online advertising space, so one particular thing in an online advertising space is search engine marketing, while other is display also. So that if you can see the current slide, you can see these ads which are being symbolized as ads on the top. So these are different from the search engine or Google AdWords, I would say. So these are display ads. There are different kind of display ads which we'll be touching as we move forward across the slides. But this is one type of display ads which we call as banners. If you see on the top, this is a different kind of banner size, while on the right hand side, this is a different kind of banner size. So where these banner sizes usually appears. So if you see a very peculiar thing among this slide, or the key point to take home from here is these kind of advertisements are very closely related with the kind of site it is. For example, the site here is Crazy Engineers. It's more about engineering here. So the kind of advertisements would be in line with what is the nature of the site. So if you see, it is Crown Plastics and Siemens being an engineering company putting up their ad there. So it will be more related to the kind of site it is, because the kind of audience which will be coming to these sites would be relevant audience for these kind of display ads. So whenever as a marketer we are going to put this display ad somewhere, so we need to make sure that we are getting our relevant audience there. We should choose only those sites, or even in Google when it will give you recommendations that on which sites should you post your advertisement, it will throw up those results only which will be relevant to your website. So what are the various types of online advertisement? As I said in the previous slide also, that online advertisement is a very big space and it's not synonymous with search. Search is just a part of it. So the various part of online advertisement, or the various types of online advertisement are the search-based advertisement, as I said, like Google AdWords or search engine marketing. And then we have display ads. So the post, these banners, interstitials, video, I would say are more or less part of display ads only. So banners are kind of still images which I have shown previous slides here. So these are various banners which are posted on the sites. So this is a kind of display ad only. And interstitials, which I'll show you in the subsequent slides as well, the interstitials are ads which cover the entire screen. I'm sure like you guys must be going through the Times of India app. If you go into the Times of India app while reading a news sometime in between, you will see a certain ad pops up and it covers the entire space of the screen and you can't see anything until you cross that side. That is, cross that ad. So that is an interstitial ad which is being posted in between. Now video is also a type of ad which comes at being you, all of you must be going through YouTube, and ad. When you go through YouTube, there are two different types of ad which you will be seeing. The first kind of ad would be when you're seeing a video, that ad is coming at the bottom of the video and it doesn't hampers your ongoing seeing of that video. It will be in the bottom only. And there will be an ad which comes in between when you are seeing a video and it covers the entire screen. So that is a different kind of ad. And sometimes you'll see that a skip button is there and sometimes a skip button is not there to skip that ad. So these are different types of video ads that we have been seeing. And then there are retargeting advertisement also. So retargeting is something, for example, you visited we'll touch upon all these types of slides and all these types of ad in subsequent slides in a little more detail. But as of now, I'm just trying to percolate one point, that is what are different kinds of advertisements available. So retargeting is something when you visit a website, and after visiting that website, after spending some little time on that website, you go some on a different website which is also a partner of that particular website through a Google advertisement network. So you'll see some advertisement or some banners coming on the new site where you are going, and it's a kind of retargeting. When you originally visited that site, for example, you visited jabong.com. So when you visited jabong.com, you spent some time on Jabong and you left the Jabong, now you went to some other website. Now when you visited some other website, and after visiting that website, you will see Jabong's display ad banners coming on the right hand side. So this is retargeting. So it's kind of that particular advertiser is now tracking you or moving across with you along the entire internet, wherever you will go. So this is retargeting. Even retargeting is basically done by display retargeting, in the sense when you'll go onto other website, you'll see display ads coming in. And another way is doing email retargeting also. For example, when you open email coming from a specific advertiser, so that email drops in the cookies in your system, and then also it will start tracking you across the internet. We'll touch upon in detail on all this stuff when we'll be moving forward in all of these. So we have a question here which is like, who and how will decide the display ads on my site? So this is when you add, for example, you own your own website, and when you enroll yourself with Google that I am open that the other publishers can come and put display ads on my site. So at that time, Google will ask permissions from you. It will ask permissions from you in the sense like, to which advertisers do you want to allow them to put advertisements on your site. So you can allow for example, you are an engineering site, which we saw in the previous slides. So you can allow only engineering industry domains websites to be allowed to post on my site. So it's up to you. You can allow certain people to post on your website, and you can't allow some others to post on your website. And also Google has very strong filtering rules around it. Not everybody can't put any kind of content which is obscene and which is not up to the mark doing on somebody's website. There are very strong filtering rules. But to specifically come back and answer your question, it is more about what you allow. When you enter a Google display network, Google will ask you that what kind of ads do you want to be posted on your website. So another question here is, where hardly we buy anything from Facebook. Yes, we don't buy anything from Facebook, but the only revenue that comes to Facebook is through advertisement, as I said. You don't buy it, but there are certain advertisements being posted on Facebook. When you click on those advertisements, so Facebook is being paid for that. So another question is, which Shilata is saying, when I typed for Crocs, I got the Wikipedia description on the right hand side. So the Wikipedia description is not an ad. So the Google also take care of one thing, because you are a customer. As a searcher, you are a customer to Google. When you are going to Google wanted to make sure that I always throw up relevant searches. If tomorrow Google will stop giving you relevant searches, then you will stop going to Google. Maybe you will stop following Bing or some other search engine. So Google makes sure, apart from advertisement, also some relevant content is being thrown on when you do a search. So Wikipedia usually gives a description of each and everything in a very concise form. So Wikipedia is not an ad, it's an SEO which is coming on the top or on the right hand side, on the left hand side, which you said like on the right hand side, but Wikipedia is not an ad. This is also again the similar kind of an advertisement which we have seen previously. When you put Crocs in Google, you'll get results on left hand side and on the right hand side. For example, if you see this top three where an ad is almost marked, so these are all search engine marketing or Google AdWords. These are also Google AdWords. But if you'll see here, this Crocs India, www.crocsindia.com, this is not an SEM or in a Google AdWords. This is search engine optimization. And if you'll mark a note, ad is also not symbolized here. So there are different search providers apart from Google. Bing is also there, Yahoo is also there. But since they don't have that much space in Indian industry, so that is why the Google AdWords has more than 90% of the share of search engine marketing. So let me briefly walk you through what exactly is the process of search engine marketing, just at a very high level, though we'll touch it in detail in subsequent slides. So search engine marketing as in process, when you put your campaign is you search for, if you are selling a product, for example, I'm selling Crocs. So when I'm selling Crocs, so I can think of when somebody wants to buy Crocs, what would be the terms that somebody would be putting in search engine. For example, I will be putting Crocs, I'll be putting buy Crocs online. Where can I buy Crocs? Only Crocs. Where exactly can I find Crocs? So there can be n number of synonymous terms which I can put in Google to find Crocs. So to match those queries, so just we have to take a note of one thing, that when somebody wants, or when a buyer wants, or a consumer wants something, he'll be having a query in its mind that I want to buy this thing or I want to explore this thing. But what you can put in Google is only keywords. So the key lies in we have to match those keywords very closely with the search query term. When we put these keywords and we put a bid around that I can maximum pay this much rupees depending upon my budget for a specific click that I am getting, then that is search engine advertisement in a very layman terms. I just wanted to give it a or a bird's eye view, and then subsequently in subsequent slides I'll be touching these in more detail. So again, just wanted to make it very clear. So if you'll see this message repeating in again and again in slides, because this is a very crucial message which we want to percolate, is that how search engine advertisement is different from SEO. If you'll see these two arrows which are pointing when you search as CFA classes, it shows that on the left and right hand side, these are all advertisements. And below that, it is an SEO. It's actually a search engine optimization. And as I said, like search engine optimization is a long-term process, while search engine marketing is a short-term process. Like if you want your results to be very quickly coming out, then you need to have an SEM strategy in place. And usually what is an industry practice around is people start with both SEM and SEO when a new company comes up. They put more budget in SEM, and slowly they keep on drafting or moving their budget from SEM and SEO, because SEO is not that budget consuming, while SEM you have to put a lot of money to derive SEM. But when you have to quickly derive the results, you have to start with SEM, and then slowly you start moving to SEO. So if you'll see a metric, if you go in an organization as in digital marketing, you'll see a very important metric which digital marketing departments measures is how much traffic or how much revenue is coming from SEO, because that channel is having an highest ROI. You have to spend less and you are getting very high conversion rates from SEO. So lately companies try to move their budget from SEM to SEO. Now, this is also a very important concept. If you'll see a golden triangle of search. So what is exactly a golden triangle of search? This answers one query: why search engine advertisement terms or search engine advertisement results are coming on the top left hand side and on the right hand side. So it is somewhat related to human psychology. So if you see our language as in English, we start writing it from left and start moving towards right hand side. So as in human psychology, if you'll see, human attention follows a raster style. When I say raster style, it is like our most attention goes onto the top left hand side, because this is with the language. We start writing from the top left hand side towards the top right hand side. So uh, on the top left hand side we have our topmost attention, and on the next top level attention is on the top right hand side, and then the third most important point where we have the most attention is on the bottom left hand side, and then on the bottom right hand side. So it follows a Z kind of pattern. If you'll see, top left hand side, then top right hand side, then bottom left hand side, and then bottom right hand side. So SEM is covering the most important or most attentive part of the screen on the top left hand side and the top right hand side. So that is why it is being an important point, so the people are paying for it, because it grabs the attention to start clicking on top of it. These results get the maximum attention. So the point to driven home from here is that why this space is being given to SEM is because this is where an high attention of human eye or an high attention of human mind goes, and there are maximum chances of it being clicked. And this is also to do with our language as well. So this is how we write English. We start from writing left towards and then moving towards right hand side. So, and this pattern which you can see on the slide on the red dotted area, this is we called as golden triangle of search. This is where our maximum attention goes. So again, display ads. So display ads is, as I said, like a kind of online advertising in which we have display banners, and we need to make sure that these display banners are put across on the relevant sites only. For example, here if it is crazy engineers, so we need to make sure that the kind of advertisement that are being posted on this website is similar to what it is being posted. It is almost similar to what the website is almost selling in. For example, crazy engineers is most about engineering, so we have Siemens putting in their advertisement here, and then Crown Plastics also, which can be related to engineering, putting in their advertisements here. So here in display ads, I just wanted to derive one more point here is that this is also majorly done via demographic data and interest groups. When I say demographic data and interest groups is, so when, for example, I'm an advertiser and I want to put my display banners on somebody's website, I'll wanted to make sure that the relevant audience is coming onto that website and from a relevant demography also. So I'll ask Google to post my website or post my banners or display ads somewhere where I can find relevant audience I can have relevant clicks, and where also I can set products. For example, I'm a seller who is selling my products there in Delhi NCR. So it doesn't make any sense for my ad to appear in a website which is prominently serving to people who are based out of Bangalore, because if I can't deliver my products out of Bangalore, it doesn't make any sense for my ad to appear with the audience who are more on a website which have more of a Bangalore audience. So demography also plays, and the relevance of audience also plays a very important role here, which needs to be driven through. So these are interstitial ads which we discussed in the past. So interstitial ads are the ads which take the entire space of the screen. So you will stop viewing the actual content and you'll only see the ad. It comes in between. For example, when I told last time, the Times of India app, when you are seeing in Times of India app, you will see there that somehow when you are reading through a news, a ad pops in and it captures the entire screen. And there is one good thing about this ad is from an advertiser perspective, not from a reader's perspective, that it will give you guaranteed eyeballs. Because it, when I say guaranteed eyeballs, it means like a viewership is must, because it will capture the entire screen and it will come when you have a maximum attention. You was going through the news in curiosity and somehow the ads pop in and you have to go through the ad. So it will give you an essential viewership, plus it has a high click-through rate. But why it's a kind of forced ad, why it is having more higher click-through rate is because accidentally when you try to close that ad, because it's taking the entire space, when you are trying to close that ad, somehow most of the people click on that ad. But that's not a successful strategy in the sense, because search is being driven by intent. If you don't have an intent to buy something, even if you have, if you are clicking those interstitial ad by mistake, doesn't make any sense or doesn't help the advertiser to put that ad. Because if you don't why to buy, don't want to buy it, you will not buy it. Nobody can force you to buy it. It was by incident only. So moving on to next, this is like video ads. So video also you will see two different kind of ads, video ads. One is the ad which comes, if you see the screen, this Nissan Sunny ad which is coming on the bottom of the entire ad. This is one kind of ad, and there is one more kind of ad. If you go on YouTube, for example, you see any video, which is the ad which comes before the video is placed. For example, let's take one example. Let me go to YouTube. If you go to YouTube, uh, let me click this inside. So this doesn't have, so most of these doesn't show any ads. Usually when you see what will happen, there is an advertisement which will be coming at this section on the lower side. This is one kind of ad, and there will be an ad which will be coming in between. When you are seeing some video, it will come in between and you see that. So these two are different kind of ads or video ads which comes on the YouTube or any other video platform. So there is also a debate going around in the industry which says like the video content is or the viewership of video content is so much growing that it will surpass the television in coming times. So let me show you or walk you through one of the articles, which is very interesting articles, like how is video doing and how is television doing. I don't see much of the questions coming, and are you guys getting what you can ping me in when you think like I'm going too fast or you are not able to get what we are discussing here. So for example, about this here. So this page is somehow not coming up right now, but you can say one more thing. This is a kind of, this is also the pink one is also an display advertisement which is coming here. So it's a kind of banner advertisement. So I'll just ping this into the question answer box and you can take a note of this link. You can view it later on. It shows like how digital video content is growing as compared to the TV. So there is a debate around, as I said, like the video content, the time being spent to view video content is growing much faster than what time or the growth of time what people are spending over the television. So there is a debate around in the industry that sooner or later that video content over various websites, for example YouTube, which surpass the televisions. And if you'll see also the kind of budget that the budget that advertisers are now spending on the portals such as YouTube and other video portals or on overall video content is growing at a much faster speed than people are putting ads over the television, because it's getting more viewership, it is getting more convergence, it's getting more click-through, moreover it is more accurately measurable as compared to what advertisement and what money we are spending over the televisions. So this is also one reason. Now this is retargeting. So what exactly is retargeting? This is also a kind of online advertisement. This is one kind of online advertisement. So when you visit any particular website and you spend some time over there, and then you leave that website and start visiting somewhere else, so on the second website where you are visiting, you will start seeing banners of the initial website where you visited, and this is called retargeting. Let me show you an example of how it is happening. Let me go to Jabong. So Jabong is doing retargeting. I have put to, for example, let me go to any of the categories I want. For example, I go to watches category and I select any particular watch. Now add it to bag. I spent some time on this website. Now somehow this website has tagged me. Now if I went to some other website, for example, I went to my test internet speed, because this is where they are tagging it. It's taking a little time to load. So you see those, whichever websites I'm visiting, it should come here. Though it may take some time if Jabong is not coming here. See, Jabong watches started coming here. So it'll start following me wherever I'll be going on the website, and see this banner started coming here. Amazon is also. So whatever I'm visiting, I visited Pepperfry a few days ago. So now this is also started following me. So this is retargeting. Any questions till now on any of the concepts? Or let me start asking questions to you then. I'll break for 1 minute for you to have any questions. If you have any questions, you can put in. So because after this we'll be touching upon search, the search advertisement or Google AdWords specifically. Dipanjan, hope retargeting would be clear now. I see your questions coming in. Vibhu, I think like you posted a question that the class is going to start at 11, but the class started at 10 today. And you received there was some confusion around. Any questions till now? If any of the questions is unanswered, you can post it again. SEM always plays on above from SEO. Yes, because of the golden triangle concept, SEM is always on top of SEO, because this is the space where we are getting the maximum attention of an consumer or the person or a searcher who is coming to see the website. So, and because the advertiser is paying for it, so the Google is giving them a premium space. They are putting it on the top. So the retargeting, you want me to explain again, right? So retargeting, if you go to this slide, so retargeting is when you as a shopper visit some website. So when you visit there, you will be dropping your cookies there, or in a simple language, you will be tagged that this is a visitor that came to your website. Now, after visiting that website, you visited some other website. So you will start seeing that first website where you visited, for example, in this case, it was jabong.com. So on Jabong, when you visited, so Jabong tracked you, and when they tracked you, they started following you over the internet wherever you are going. For example, from Jabong, after visiting Jabong, I went to test my internet speed. So you will see the banners coming on the right hand side. So the point is, what is the purpose, or what is the key driver, or what should we learn out of it is when you're the advertiser has now started following you across the website, and when they started following you, they are just trying to give you a kind of reminder that you once visited me and you left and you have not completed the entire journey across my website, or you haven't bought anything from my website. So it's a kind of a reminder if you want to visit again. So another kind of, there are basically two kinds of retargeting. One is display kind of retargeting, another is email retargeting. In display retargeting, when you visit a website, so the website start following you through a means of display. Wherever you go on internet, it will start putting you a display banners ad on the various websites where they have partnership with. Another method is email retargeting. When you visited that website and you somehow dropped your email details there, so they'll start sending you emails also, so that you visited our website. For example, if you remember, if you go to any of the time going to Flipkart and you haven't completed your order, and you uh, put something in the cart and then you left it there, so they'll start sending you mails that, okay, this is one of your stuff that is still lying in the cart and you haven't completed your order. Please come back to us, complete your order, and blah, 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 each and everything. And there is another kind of email retargeting which happens. For example, Flipkart sends me an email, and when they send me an email, when I click that email on my computer, again I am being tagged without visiting their website. And when I'm being tagged, now wherever I'll be going, I'll start seeing Flipkart banners on the right hand side. This is an advanced stage of retargeting which has been happening in industry now. This is at form of email retargeting. Is SEO results depend upon location? Yes, SEO results also depends upon the location. So as SEM also, SEO is also, you can customize it as per the location. So let's try to understand what is the need to customize them according to location. For example, I am a seller based out of Delhi NCR, and I can't deliver my products to Bangalore. So it doesn't make any sense to me if somebody is clicking my ad in Bangalore, because I'll not be able to deliver that product to Bangalore. So I want a localized result. In SEM and SEO both, we can have localized results. Any other questions? So retargeting, does the price strategy vary? Like, I couldn't understand your question, Shilata. Can you little elaborate on your question? Does the price strategy vary? Okay, let's start with search then. So the first point is why search? Why the search is in place? Like search is, as I said, one of the kinds of online advertisement. So search is, if you talk in terms of ROI, that is return on investment, search is one of the online advertising mediums which is having very high ROI. Just because very high ROI, because the intent is there. And what do I mean by intent? Intent means whenever I have a need, for example, I'll not go on to search and or I'll not go to Google and start seeing that I want to buy a watch until unless I really don't want to buy a watch. So the intent is there. If you have to do something, if you have to buy something, then only you will go and type in search and then only you will buy it. Also, for example, uh, when I have an intent or when I have a very strong desire, for example, today only I just wanted to buy a laptop. So the medium that I'll use, I'll not go and start writing an email, or I'll not do and start looking for retargeting ads or display banner ads. The first thing that I'm going to do is to type it in search Google bar that I want to buy a laptop, nearby dealers selling laptops, something like that. So search is a very important medium of online advertisement where an intent is there and where an urgency is there and people usually buy it. So intent is there, information is there, and that is why search is a very important criteria or very important channel of online advertisement. So search is basically used for three basic reasons. If you go back and ponder and think about why you exactly do search. So you do search for three important reasons. The first reason is entertainment. For example, if you want to see what exactly one of your favorite actresses is doing, what exactly Sunny Leone is doing today, you'll go and type in Google. This is one of the reasons, entertainment. Another reason is enlightenment. So when you want to have answers to your queries, for example, somehow I wanted to know how does a refrigerator work. I'll go and type how does a refrigerator work. This is enlightenment. I want to know something. And the third part is information or in buying intent. If I want to buy something for I want to buy a last minute gift for some of the parties. I'll see where can I buy a last minute gift, where can I buy a laptop, where I can buy a mobile phone and all others. So these are the various forms of reasons for which the search is being used. So let me show you an important video on search, how search is exactly happening. This is a very good video. So I hope this video makes a little more clear that how the search is happening, or like what is the algorithm that Google is using to do or to come up with SEO and SEM. So as I said, like it's not always necessary that you'll always going to see the advertisement. If there are no relevant advertisements, so there can be a chance that you will not see any advertisement on the right hand side, on the left hand side. It will be only SEO results. So Google AdWords. So as I said, like search industry or search engine marketing is not only limited to Google, it's also with all the search engines. For example, Bing is there, for example, Yahoo is there. But in India, because Google has 90% of the share, so we usually synonymously used Google AdWords with search engine marketing. And Google has like close to 90% market share in India, if you'll see in the graph. Moreover, the additional benefits of Google AdWords, it is fast, it is measurable. You can see like how much amount of money am I spending and how much is the revenue that I'm getting. When I say revenue, it will be like revenue which will be coming out of clicks and conversions happening. And you have control. If you put in more money, you'll get more clicks. If you put less money, you'll get less clicks. If you have it's all according to the budget that you are putting it. So these are the benefits. As if you compared it to traditional media, for example, we have televisions. It was very difficult to measure the ROI that is coming. Like you put an advertisement, you spend crores of rupees putting an advertisement, but you don't know like how many people are exactly watching that particular advertisement. Although an approximation is always there, but an exact number is not there. But here you get an exact number of impressions, then you get exact number of click-throughs, then how many conversions happening. So it's highly measurable. The important part of Google AdWords or overall search engine marketing is this. So now we have almost starting touching on what exactly is search, Google search or search AdWords. So search AdWords, as I show, like when in a very layman terms, when I do a search on Google, when I type something, for example, I want to buy Crocs, for example, I want to buy flowers, for example, I want to buy a laptop. So if I put a laptop, buy a laptop, so whatever results coming on the top 3 results or top 1 results where ad is specifically mentioned on the top and on the right hand side, those are all SEM. And why somebody does SEM is because it comes in a eye catching or attention catching space where it is on the top and you get maximum number of clicks and somebody go and click on it and you get conversions and you get revenue out of it. So let's see one more video on like how exactly search ad works. I'll be putting a lot of stress on search ad works. Now I'll be also explaining it after the video finishes, how exactly is it happening, and then we'll be doing a practical around it. So this is how like search AdWords work. So when somebody types in a query, for example, I want to buy something, or if I want to buy some flowers, the Google algorithm will start matching it with all the keywords which are being in place. For example, I being an advertiser, I have placed in keywords like I want to sell flowers. So it will match those keywords with the query that is being typed in Google and start throwing relevant results. The filters being like, it'll also see if it is in the relevant geography or not. For example, I wanted my results only to be appeared in Delhi and somebody is searching in Delhi, and I have an highest bid plus and highest quality score. So we'll touch upon these topics, bid and quality score. So bid is like how much I'm ready to pay for one click that I am getting. So if my bid is highest, if I am ready to pay the highest to Google, so they'll start displaying my ad on the top, and the top 2 or 3 ads will come. And if somebody clicks it, in lieu of that, I'll be getting in conversion. This is at a very high level, the search ad process. So this was, as I explained and the video explained how AdWord works. So there are certain steps to it. Like first, if we move step by step, the first step is that we have to, if I'm selling any product or service online, I have to come up with relevant keywords. The first step to it is that what are the keywords which I think should I be using, which will be matching with the query of somebody who wants to buy those products. Then I have to write an effective ad copy. So ad copy is something when you search, for example, in Google, I search Crocs. So this is an entire ad copy. We call this an ad copy, which will touch upon each elements of these ad copies in subsequent slides. And then we have a relevant landing page. It can be a landing page, it can be a website. The landing is when you click on this and land you somewhere. It will take you in. It can be a website here, and it could be a landing page as well, which is being specifically designed for that particular offer. Let's go through now. We'll start doing an exercise where we'll try to come up with what are the relevant keywords one should have while doing or while planning a Google AdWords campaign. So before we start moving to do a keyword research, I just wanted to take 5 minutes and start thinking about, I think like in our previous sessions we have divided few websites among ourselves, or let's take a website uh, uh, on our own if we haven't yet divided in groups. I think that's already being done. We have divided websites in groups, And let's start thinking and start answering these questions, like who is our audience for that particular website? What should they be ideally searching for? For example, we have different websites. One of them is jewelry website. So for example, for jewelry website, like my audience would be basically majorly women, and they'll be searching for items such as bracelets, they'll be searching for items such as rings or anklets and other kind of jewelry items. What kind of keywords do you think would relevantly match to them? What questions can you solve for them? And whatever questions they'll be putting in Google AdWords, how can you solve them? What problem are you going to solve for them? So let's think, let's take 2 to 3 minutes and think about this. Like when we'll have all these answers with us, and then we'll start moving to an exercise on how we can find relevant keywords for an Google AdWord campaign. Let's think about this for 2 to 3 minutes, and then we'll start with the exercise. Can any one of you answer these questions for me? Like, so anyone from the group which have the group that we have allocated, or any of your websites that you have in your mind. So who is your audience? Awesome. Good. So if let's take an example of a jewelry website, if mine is in jewelry website, my audience would be specifically women specifically, but it can be men's, like a lot of websites today also catering to men's jewelries to the men. But if I'm catering to only women, so it will be women, and they'll be searching for jewelries to buy online if I'm selling only online, or if I'm also selling, if I'm just promoting offline, online, and I'm also selling, as in I have my showroom and like where people can visit and buy the jewelries. They'll be searching for my locations, they'll be searching where we can buy online. And what do you want them to know? I want them to know where exactly I am located, what are the value propositions that I am selling. For example, if I'm an online portal, whether I have a money back scheme or not, how many designs do I have, do I accept credit cards or not, all different kinds of questions. What questions can you solve for them? I can solve them like I can help them to buy the jewelry online. I can help them to come to my showroom and buy the jewelries. I can help them to buy various kind of jewelries, for example, bracelet, rings, and all other kind of jewelries. So the problem that I can solve for them is how I can help them buy jewelry online and offline. So the first and foremost important part of 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 the executing an AdWord campaigns is to first plan a keyword, how to do a keyword research. See, if you walk through the entire process, I'm repeating again and again because this is one of the very crucial messages which I want you guys to imbibe, is that the process is that the buyer is only putting a query with some intent in his mind that I want to buy this specific thing or an item, while we can only post keywords. So the key lies here is how closely our keywords matches with those the queries that the buyers are putting in. So there are different tools being provided or available in the market. The tools are also being provided by Google as well as by the private players, which helps you find the relevant keywords with various metrics. For Google, keyword tool is SK tool, while Uber Suggest is also there for finding longer terms. So there are two types of terms, the longer keywords and the shorter keywords. So shorter keywords, for example, are, for example, I'm selling flowers. So shorter keywords would be like only flowers, a specific kind of flower, lotus flower or blue stone flower or whatever kind of flower it is. But the longer keywords would be if somebody types in wanted to buy flowers online. This will be like if I use a keyword buy flowers online, buy blue lotus flower online, or buy Acer laptops online. So these are all longer keywords.
Now, what is the difference between a shorter keyword and a longer keyword? So shorter keyword is a keyword where in terms of words, it's almost clear. It can be a single word for a shorter keywords, while for a longer it can be 3, 4, 5 or more than that keywords. But in terms of intent, if you walk across the purchase cycle, for example, let's take a example. If I am buying a car, let's just pay some attention on this example. It's a very crucial example. For example, when I am buying a car, let us go through and purchase cycle of myself, how I'll go across the entire funnel of buying a car. So when in the initial days, I'll do in search whether I want to buy a hatchback, whether I want to buy a sedan, or whether I want to buy an SUV. So my search queries would be something like, oh, sedan versus hatchback versus SUV, which is the best SUV, which is the uh, best SUVs or hatchbacks, or which are the various brands which are selling. So I am more in a kind of awareness stage here, where I am searching what kind of uh, car I wanted to buy. Then in the next stage, when I have decided, okay, I want to buy an SUV, so I'll go to a brand level and start searching what are the various brands who are selling an SUV. For example, in India, it could be Mahindra, it could be Toyota, and whatever. And I'll be searching SUVs of Mahindra, SUVs of maybe Toyota. And then when I have decided, now I'll move to a model stage, the next level. For example, from Toyota, I want to buy an Fortuner, or for example, from SUV or from Mahindra, I want to buy an XUV. So now when I have decided, in the fourth stage, I'll be going and I'll be deciding, okay, when I'll be buying an XUV, what are the various deals that I can get? Is there any discount? Who are the various dealers? Where can I get the quotes? So if you'll see, across the cycle, when I'm moving across the purchase funnel, as closely as I'm moving to buy a vehicle, my search queries will become bigger. I want to buy, I want to look for a dealer. And when I was in the upper funnel, I just wanted to see what is an SUV or SUV versus hatchback, this kind of queries. So we call it, in industry, we use this model which we call as IDA framework. This is a little tangential but a very useful concept from an industry perspective. So IDA is awareness, interest, desire, and action. So there are certain keywords which needs to be used, and we can decide our SEO, SEM strategy according to that. For example, in the car example that I have quoted a few minutes ago, if somebody wanted to buy a car, and when somebody using keywords, for example, where is my dealer, where is Mahindra dealer located, or get me a quote, or get me a quote, or where is the dealer located, what are the deals, what are the discounts being available, it means somebody is very close to buying that vehicle, and we should bid them highly. We can spend more money on that rather than on awareness keywords, which are just when somebody is in the awareness stage in trying to find that whether should I buy or should not I buy, which kind of vehicles should I buy. So this was just an overall example of the purchase funnel, but let's go through the tool which can help us find out the keywords. What are the, so SK tool is one tool which is available in Google AdWords itself, which can help us find the relevant. So let's go for an example. Though your AdWords account is already being set up, let me put in this window the various AdWords accounts and the passwords that we have set up for you. Please don't change the passwords. Huh? We are now going to do a practical exercise where we'll find out the relevant keywords, and then you can also practice it at your home or right now along with me. Let me share that passwords with you. These are all Google passwords. Have you received the username and passwords? Can somebody ping back? So now we'll do an exercise where we'll try to find like how to set up a keyword. So I hope like we all have our answers on those questions now. which I posted in the previous slide. And now we'll walk through the various steps on how to set up a Google AdWord account and then how to do a keyword research. Setting up a Google AdWords account is very simple. If you have your Gmail ID, you can directly sign in using your Gmail ID and it will configure your Google AdWords for that. Mine is already configured, yet I'll show you the steps on how to sign up for that. So if you have your Google AdWords account, or if you already have a Gmail account, you can come here and sign in here. And if you don't have an account, you can start here. It will ask you to configure your Gmail ID only. So you have to configure your Gmail and then you can start with it. Because it's already showing for me because I already have my Gmail ID. But it's very simple. You just put your Gmail ID, put your campaigns, and then you'll get it. Put your billing details and all that. So if you see in this PPT, you have to enter your email if you have your Gmail, or if you don't have your Gmail, you can configure with other account as well. So right now you can use those IDs which I have already shared with you. We can start with that. We'll directly log into my Google account because it's already there. You can take websites which have been allocated to you during the previous sessions, or there are 4 different websites which are being shared. Like if the groups have not been formed, you can pick up as per your will, whatever you want to pick. So now we'll go and do a keyword planning exercise. How to choose our keywords. Click on to tools, we'll go into keyword planner. It's taking a bit of time to load. So the good thing about Google AdWords is at every stage you will find help options available where they have specified it, and you can go through those all options and see and go through all the material that is available. It's very helpful. You'll be able to understand how to navigate across the portal. In that sense, Google AdWords is a marvelous tool. At every stage you can find videos available. At every stage you can find text available. I'll tell you how to browse across the tool. So for finding in keywords at a very high level, it's giving me 3 options. So search for new keywords using a phrase, website, or category. So I'll put my phrase, which industry do my website belong to, this is my website, this is my category, and it will throw up words to me, the keyword suggestions. Or if I already have keywords in my mind, I can go and click on this, that these are my keywords already available to me. Tell me how these keywords are performing. And then in the third step, if you have multiple keywords available with yourself, and you want to club them together and you want to do various permutations and combination and see which keywords are working and which not. So this step is for that purpose. So but we'll go through the step number 1 where we'll try to find what are the relevant keywords. For example, I think of a jewelry shop, I being a jewelry website or a jewelry offline player, and I want to see what keywords are relevant. When I see why we are researching the keywords here, so we want to see which keywords should I choose. Here we'll see like which are the most trending keywords, which keywords a jewelry showroom should use on the basis of what exactly the people are searching online. And it'll tell me these particular keywords are searched for this number of times, and this is the competition in those particular keywords. Is it high, is it low, it is very high, very low, and what should be the estimate bid around it. So you have to think around the budget also, like I have this much budget, so I can bid around this much and all that. So let me go into this option, your product or service. So I'll write here like my product or service is jewelry, right? So my landing page, it's good if I can put a landing page around it, or I can put, if I don't have a landing page, I can put a website here. jewelry, and you have to select your category here. So it will further give you an options that what all, but it's fine if you just wanted to be at a high level, you want to select. If you want to select only anklets, antique jewelry, bracelets, if you are specializing in any particular kind of jewelry, you can select it from here. So now, as I said, like you can select a location, which location you want to go ahead with. For example, all location. No, I just wanted to go for India. You can find India here. It's coming here. Or if you want to go for example, only Delhi or whatever your location is, you can select from here. So let's select India as of now. But you can select global also. If you click on that, it will show you where exactly India is. If you want to add any nearby country, you can add, suppose for example, if I want to add Sri Lanka also here, it will show you Sri Lanka or nearby countries and all that stuff. So all locations, let me type India. If you type on India and then you click save. For if you want to have your ad in different languages, you can select various languages, but as of now, let's keep English. So here you have an option of whether you want Google only or Google search partners only. So Google search partners are like if you want your ad also to appear, of course, like Google Play Store or Google, these are all search partners, YouTube, Gmail, all these are Google search partners. And there are other search partners also, which will be there. So negative keywords. So this is what it's also an important concept to pay attention on. Negative keywords are keywords where you don't want the users to come up with those keywords to your website. For example, I am a jewelry I'm a jewelry person and I'm selling jewelries only, but I'm selling genuine jewelries and I don't want people who are typing keywords with artificial jewelry to come up on my website, because that traffic will not be relevant to me and they'll be unnecessary coming to my website. So I can type artificial jewelry, let the people who are searching with artificial jewelry not come onto my website. So I'll type that as negative keyword and save it here. And I have an option to see till from which duration do I want to see the keywords. From last May to 2000 to April 2006, show me for all the months how these keywords are performing. The jewelry keyword is performing across it. So, or I can compare it across also. Like if I just want to compare it with some previous years or last year, or I want to select some custom options for a specific duration I want to see. If why and where this is applicable if you have a seasonal business. For example, in jewelry also, across Diwali or across other festives or Akshay Tritiya, my business will grow. So I can see that during that particular tenure, if I see a seasonality effect, a lot of searches going up or a different kind of keyword being used during that time, so I can find out using various periods here. But let's keep it off as of now. And when you have, if you want to further, if you want to see, like, show me only those keywords who have an average monthly searches more than say 1,000 or 2,000 or 4,000, something like that, then you can put here, see, I have a budget of only 10 rupees per keyword. I can put like, let it be less than here than 10 rupees. Or if I want to see average impression share, like how much share ad impression share overall this particular keyword has, I can put it here also. And if I can also filter out like whether I want high high competition keywords, medium or low, any one of this, show me here. So by high competition, it means like high competition keywords would be those keywords where a lot of people would be bidding in, and low competition would be where less people would be bidding in. We always want keywords where those are useful to us, but very less people bidding onto them, or the competition is less there. And if I already have some of my keywords which I have used in the past, if I want them also to be included here, I can type them. So let's click on get ideas. We'll throw up all the keywords which have been trending across. So there are two options now in this, which one is showing as ad group ideas, another is keyword ideas. So in ad groups, so let me first define what exactly is ad group. So for example, let me take an industry example of a car. Now, for example, I'm Maruti Suzuki and I'm selling cars. Now, when I have too many models, I have too many brands with me. For example, I have in SUV, I have too many categories. I have SUV, I have hatchback, I have an sedan also. So when I am going to plan my Google AdWord campaigns, so I'll be categorizing it across various ad groups, because I should not put all the keywords in a single campaign. For example, for a hatchback or for a sedan and for a SUV. And why should not I put it in a single campaign? Because I wanted to see that how various keywords are performing, so that if some of the keywords are not performing, I can do some testing around and change those keywords and put up some new keywords. So I need to segment it. So how I'll segment it? For example, I'll run 3 different campaigns here. First would be for an hatchback, another would be for an SUV, and third would be uh, for an sedan maybe. And among those, now I'll form ad groups per se every model. When I say, for example, one ad group I'll be forming for example, WagonR. Another uh, ad group I'll be forming for Alto. Whatever models are there, I'll assign a specific ad group to that specific model, so that I can do some experimentation around that and I can know which keywords are performing and not. And then I can add certain keywords into each ad group and start seeing their performance. So here if you'll see, it's also suggesting various ad groups on the basis of various segments. For example, engagement rings is my one segment, so I'll form an engagement rings ad group. Wedding ring, earning, earrings, diamond ring, bracelet. So all these are various kind of ad groups being formed. So similarly, as I suggesting a car example, another case is keyword ideas. Here it will exactly show what are the keywords which I should be choosing. For example, for jewelry, it is showing me that on an average monthly searches for this particular keyword is 14,800. And when I say competition, it means like too many people are bidding for this keyword jewelry. And the suggested bid is, if I want to remain, the suggested bid is something on the top. I have to at least put a bid of 9 rupees and 32 paisa to be among my ad to be displayed on the top. So this is the information. Now there will be like, if you'll go down, there will be too many, all this around 800 keywords being suggested or put around jewelry. But the key message here is which keyword should I choose and which keyword is relevant to me. And it's on the top also showing a trend that in May and then July it's picked up, and then September, November, December it was high again, and then it came back in April. It could be a seasonality effect here, but still I can see that along the months it's all consistent, so which gives me a fairly high idea that I need not change my keyword strategy across the months, that it's working across and it's all consistent. So what I can do here is, usually what a practice which we follow in industry, we usually download it. So we can download it in Excel format.
So when you download this, now we have to select which keywords should I choose. So it will tell me. So these are the various keywords that are there, and these are various average month searches. What is the competition? So it changes the format here. So we have to take it that one is for high competition, somewhere in the middle is low competition, and numbers such as very low, it will be like, if you go 0.07 for example, this is low competition. So what I want is, for example, I have a budget around. We'll also touch upon that, like how I can decide now what is the budget that I should decide, what is the bid that I should decide, right? So here now, which keywords should I select? I wanted to have, everybody would want to have the keywords which have maximum searches going around. For example, I can sort it down. It'll give me all those keywords which have largest to smallest. So it has huge high number of searches being going on. And the most important point that I have to keep in mind is this should be relevant also to what I'm selling. So it is jewelry, and the competition is also high though, but the bid is like 8.29, and if my budget is, I can maximum bid 10 rupees to my budget. So I'll say, okay, like I can go ahead with this keyword. Let me select this keyword, okay? Now, because this is having, the next keyword is 6,000, 60,000 and 500, but it's going out of my budget. I can't put this much night for a per bid, like 20 rupees. I have to decide. Or another important thing is, still if it is falling in my budget, I can put 20 rupees, but I'm not selling earrings. So it doesn't make any sense for me to put earrings. So there are 2 to 3 different factors we have to keep in mind. The first is the monthly searches should be huge. It is good if we can have a lower competition, but we can't sacrifice our main keywords for the sake of competition. Let it be high, but it's good if we can have a low competition. I should fall in our budgets, and it should be also relevant to what we have been selling. So if we do some analysis around, let me say I want number filters, which I want that competition should be less than or equal to, show me, or less than zero point 0.5. But if you'll see, the monthly searches are too low here. So I can't compromise, like let the competition be high here. I can choose words which are on high competition, but usually a framework that we follow in industry is we choose high keywords, low competition, and we can also put something like show me number filters only less than 10 rupees if my budget is less than 10. Okay, but let me, competition, it's clear. Now all the keywords in my budget and good search volumes, I can choose this if I'm selling all these. Jewelry, necklace, these all are falling my budget, all these keywords. So this is a way on how to choose the keywords, and this is what would be explained here in the subsequent slides. So this is what we have searched here. So one more approach which you can use is, for example, you can also put in your competitor's name here in this landing page, and then you will be able to find like what will be the keywords your competitor, uh, what is the suggestions that come up for your competitors keywords also, and then you can take a decision accordingly. So this is again explaining that stuff only which we did it previously, this stuff. So you have to choose what exactly is your product and services, what is your landing page or website here, and then what is your product category, which location you want to target. So this is exactly what we have done already in this exercise. I'm just showing it in the PPT. Whether you want to Google or Google ad partners as well,
which language you want to choose, which are the negative keywords, for what duration you want to search this. And then if you want to put around some filters, for example, average monthly search should be greater or the bid should be less than, all this stuff. So negative keywords. So negative keywords, as I explained, are those keywords which I don't want any users using those keywords to come on my website. For example, let's take one more example. I'm in flower shop and I'm selling blue lotus flower. Now, I don't want, there is also a car called Blue Lotus car. And I don't want people who are searching for Blue Lotus car to come on my website. So I'll put as a negative keyword as in car or as in Blue Lotus car in the negative keywords so that the people who are searching for Blue Lotus car doesn't come to my website. As long as I'm not selling any toy named Blue Lotus car. But this is how the negative keywords help you. So if you put those negative keywords, you refrain people searching for especially those keywords from coming to your links or your website. So this is again explained as I have shown you on the website itself, the Google tool. These are the various searches across the months and how you are bidding, what are the bidding going across these websites, what is the ad group, keyword criteria, you are choosing keywords. For example, I go back here and if I do again get ideas here. So now also I can like add these to my plan. It will go here and get added here. For example, jewelry, if you'll show it'll add it here. Whatever keywords I want to choose, I can add here. It will go and add into this particular group. I will show you forecasts like how much clicks on a daily level this is coming and what will be the cost that will be you have to bear for it. For every, it will also show a trend graph for every keyword if you will to click onto it. Now I just wanted to save it to my account. It will go. Campaign name, let me say any campaign name here. Jewelry campaign. Default bid maybe I'll say rupees 10. Daily budget I'll say 1000 rupees. Save and continue. Now a very important concept which I would like you guys to pay attention is how to decide the budget and the bid. How to get Excel sheet. I have a question here. So for let the search be complete and show you. So another question is when to select both Google and Google Partner and when not. So Google partners need to be, usually we select Google partners as well. If there is a reason that you don't want to put your ad on Google partners, for example on Gmail or Google Play Stores or any other partners, it's entirely up to you. There is no such logic around it. If you want to put it across the display partners across, you can put it. Usually we do it in display campaigns also. And if you don't want to put it, it's up to you. So there is no logic around it that should I put it on display partner, should I put it on Google partners or not. Usually we can put it because there is no extra cost around of putting it to a Google partner. And I'll show you where to download the Excel. If you'll go and click on this link, get ideas, there you get this idea. Here it is the link of download. You can click here and then download this. Ad group ideas are, so we have an option, what is ad group ideas. So ad group ideas are the ideas which also tell you like which ad groups should you form. For example, I'm in jewelry shop and I'm also selling various categories, engagement rings, wedding rings. I'm also selling earrings. I'm also selling diamond rings. So I'll be forming certain ad groups, and in each ad groups I'll be putting some keywords. So the idea around is to build an ad group is to segment and then test around. For example, I want to see how engagement rings are doing as compared to other as compared to wedding ring or as compared to earrings. So I'll form different ad groups and then start doing experiment across those ad groups and see which ad group is performing and which ad group is not performing, and I can separate them down. So it'll give me also an idea on ad groups, like which ad groups should I form or which ad groups are relevant in industries and people are on jewelry showrooms are forming it across. Okay, so I was touching upon an option on how to decide and budget. For example, let us do some exercise around. For example, I'm in jewelry showroom. Okay, now I want to decide. I'm sharing an industry practice here, how we usually do in industries and decides the bids and the budgets in an industry. I'm in jewelry showroom and I know that my average cost or average order value or on an average a customer who is entering in my showroom usually puts an order around of 1,000 rupees. So 1,000 is minimum which any customer puts around. That is an average order value. It can be more for a jewelry showroom. Certainly it will be really more. Average order value. Let me put it as 5,000. Okay. Now I know my margin on my products is, which I get is, let's suppose 30%. Now, so what I'll be earning out of this is 5,000. For every order that I am getting is like 1,500 rupees. Now to every order that I am getting, suppose if I want, I can spend out of this 1,500, I can still give it to Google. I would say 500 rupees I can give to Google for every conversion or every order that they are giving to me. I'll say that for advertisement out of this, I can set aside 500 rupees. I can pay Google for every conversion. Now on my website, if I'm selling my jewelry online, I know that out of 100 people, those are coming to my website, through Google AdWords, only 5 people buy, right? So what is the ratio is like 5 out of 100 people buy it. Of 100 people buy it, and I could pay 500 rupees for an advert. So out of those 100 people, those are coming to my website, I can pay 500 rupees I can pay for every advertisement, for every revenue that is coming, and for 5 buys, I can pay around 2,500 now, right? So for these 100 people, for 5, right, 2,500. So for these 100 people, again, I can pay this 2,500 rupees, which are coming to my website. So for every click that is coming to me, I can pay 25 rupees to the max. So in this way, I can decide like how much can I bid, and I can decide like, so that my margin is not impacted. All these values are up to me. I can decide like how much out of my profit of 1,500 I can decide, and what is my click-through rate, and what is my uh, if I put a bid of this, how much people are viewing my advertising. So I can do a reverse calculation. Just was just in sample around which I tried to show you. So we can do a reverse calculation to find out what could be my bid and what could be my budget, which I can put here. So this is again which I have already explained to you guys, like how to select ad groups ideas, keyword ideas. So at various phases I am sharing industry practices which I have gone across through my experience, and which are not a part of maybe this PPT or maybe this session. but I just wanted to share because when tomorrow you'll become a digital marketer, or exactly when you are today doing all this marketing stuff, you should be aware about like how to plan a budget, how to plan a bid, and what is IDA framework, how to use this framework, how to organize AdWords, what kind of ad groups should I form on the basis of various segmentations I'll be doing. So what are the various type of match types when we'll be doing, and we'll be executing an ad campaign now. So we'll have an option to select whether various kind of match types. When I say match types mean if I put a keyword, for example, jewelry here, right? So when somebody exactly writes a jewelry as a search term, and it matches exactly to my keyword, it will give an exact match. While in terms of if I choose a keyword such as buy jewelry online, and if somebody types buy jewelry, so that will be a kind of broad face match. It will still show up my result, but if I have selected broad match as an option with my keyword of buy jewelry online. If I'll select an exact match, I only want people to come up who are typing buy jewelry online exactly. And when I say a broad match, I only want people who have even one or two words matching with me also to come up on my website and do. So when I move across the funnel at the later stages, I go for an exact match keywords, because exact match keywords have higher conversion ratios. So the strategy, the SCM strategy is, I'll try with broad matches, I'll try with broad keywords, and then I see I, out of those 10 keywords which is giving me more conversion rate, and then I try to put exact matches around that. Because if you'll see, the targeting is best among exact. You'll get more click-throughs on exact, but you will get very fewer people in exact matches. While in broad matches, you'll get more people here. The reach is huge, but the targeting is less. You'll get every type of people, even who is looking for any different type of jewelry and not looking for example, a bracelet or an antique jewelry, is more specified keyword rather than only jewelry. So all kind of people will come into your website, but they'll not buy it. While in case of exact match, and when you have verified those exact match, only specified people will come and they'll buy across your website. But you have to find out those keywords on which you want to use exact match, and that you can only decide when you start with a broad match and then lately you start moving towards exact match. Now this is ad groups. As I understood, as I explained to you that how ad groups are being formed. Let's again take two examples on how should I form ad groups, because this is an important concept. For example, I am in jewelry showroom. Okay, so when I am in jewelry showroom, I'm selling different kind of products. For example, I'm also selling bracelets, I'm also selling earrings, I'm also selling rings. Now I'm also selling maybe chains and all that. So I should form, it is recommended, a different ad group for each and every kind of item. Now you'll ask why? Why should I form? Why should not I put it in all one single one, or all one single campaign? Or not, I don't want to form an ad group, I want to keep it in a single ad group and don't want to form different ad groups. Now the point would be, if you don't want to put them under different ad groups, and how will you experiment and find out which is performing and not? So ad groups, keep them separate and you can have common filters applied across them. For example, for this ad group, I want to focus it on a specific geography, and I want to see later how many people are coming from Delhi geography, how many are coming from Bangalore. What is the age group also I want to define. So the basic purpose of ad groups is to build segments around it, to make the campaigns more manageable, and to do some experiment around it, to do some A/B testing around it, so that you can later on find which ad group is working. Okay, I use these kind of keywords in those ad groups, so it's performing well, so these keywords are better for me. Similarly, for cars also, you can segment those ad groups across various kind of models, on the basis of models, on the basis of geographies, and or maybe on the basis of brands, or maybe on the basis of kind of car it is, hatchback, or it's a kind of maybe SUV and all that. So it makes your campaign more manageable and you can do more ad testing around it. Now we'll start with a new exercise, which is like set up your ad groups. How do you set up your ad groups? Which I'll take it up after a break. Let's take a break of like possibly 20-25 minutes. It is like 12:30 here, and we'll club again at like 12:55. Let's take a 25 minutes break, and then we'll start with this an ad group, and we'll finish it up. This will be also a practical exercise, where we'll see how to form an ad groups and how to execute a campaign. And if you have any questions in the meantime, you can put across. If you want to discuss, if you want me to repeat any particular concept again, just ask me and I can repeat it again. So let's club again at 12:55, and then we can start with ad groups.